crazy from Eddie Hernandez. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to GAW Academy Stormchaser. From this day, we have exactly 3 weeks until America the Beautiful 2. Things are really starting to come together. But we begin today with a best of 7 series. Derrick Cole is going to battle Ulysses Sky, first to 4 wins. This was made by Jason Parker last week, and Parker was adamant that these two figure out their issues now, and he doesn't want to see any kind of attack, any kind of anything other than these two in the ring for some matches. Derrick Cole's only loss in GAW right now is to Santanico, so of course, no shame there, because who isn't losing to Santanico these days? Speaking of undefeated, we'll see Midnight defend his Raw Championship coming up later on this show, as well as a main event featuring Ballesca Pierce, the woman that is going to challenge Catherine Sakamoto for the Academy Championship. It's a big night tonight on Stormchaser, and it all begins with our first ever Academy Best of 7 series.
All of us are born with the miraculous.
Derrick Cole's had a couple different outfits that he has come to the ring in, and Ulysses Sky, he showed up in GAW thinking that, you know, he was one of the baddest men here, that maybe he was just going to walk through everyone, and that is certainly not what has gone down. Derrick Cole, among others, have pretty quickly humbled Ulysses Sky. Not that he's been off to a bad start or anything. A 4-6 record, still respectable, those 4 wins. So, you know, no disrespect there, but just in terms of the way that he has treated some of the other wrestlers, specifically Derrick Cole, that is the reason why Ulysses Sky finds himself in this position right now, where he's got to beat Cole 4 times. They say the hardest thing in sports is to beat a team 3 times in a row. Well, Sky and Cole, they're going to have to beat each other 4 times. Not necessarily in a row, but could we see this thing go 7? You know what? We're in the middle of the NBA, the NHL playoffs right now, so why not a best of 7? Let's get started. This is going to be awesome, and this best of 7 will take place across both Stormchaser and GAW Dark. So if you are not a regular viewer of Dark, then just head on over to generaladmissionwrestling.com, and you can read up full recaps of every Dark show as they happen. And so when this best of 7 series is advanced over in Atlanta, you will not miss a minute. All kinds of other cool stuff on generaladmissionwrestling.com as well. We've got our Spotify, we've got our link to our Discord, which you should definitely check out. We've got, of course, full title histories of all of our championships dating all the way back to 2005. Ulysses Sky maybe looking for a powerbomb, but Derrick Cole, he's too powerful. Big back body drop from Cole, and now Cole with a Cole cut. And just like this, in under a minute, Derrick Cole's trying to get this thing started. No, Ulysses Sky kicks out. Derrick Cole trying to notch win number 1 up on the board. And he is trying to send a message right now to Ulysses Sky early on. Heisman kick. That has put Ulysses Sky away in the past. And Ulysses Sky, I don't think he's got any, no! What a way to start off this series. This is phenomenal stuff here. Ulysses Sky has been tested now, and he has rose to the occasion each time. Cover here from Ulysses Sky, and it's an easy kick out from Cole. You're wondering what is going through the mind of Primetime right now. What is he going to be able to do? Look at this, nice transition into a heel hook here from Derrick Cole, not known as a submission wrestler. There is the grapevine from Cole, and he's got that leg hooked in deep. Ulysses Sky's got nowhere to go. He can't reach the ropes, but Sky, yes, he is able, I believe, yes, to free himself. That looked like it could have been nasty for a second there from Ulysses Sky. Sky trying to return fire with that kick, and now Sky with a big fisherman's neck breaker. Sky hasn't been able to do much in this match, but certainly kicking out of the cold cut and the Heisman kick, that'll do it. And now a Death Valley driver from Sky. So Sky's been able to answer every challenge, and now up top goes Ulysses Sky with Derrick Cole right in the drop zone. Sky elbow and Cole out of the way. Sky elbow misses, and now Cole Heisman kick. Oh man. Sky ducked the kick to the back, and Cole just far too quick for him. Leg hooked, and Derrick Cole takes match one. That is a great start in this series for primetime Derrick Cole. There's the Cole cut. Less than 1 minute into this match, Ulysses Sky manages to kick out. That was test number one. Here is Heisman kick number one. And this is where I thought Derrick Cole had locked up the first win of this match. But no, sir. Ulysses Sky answers the call on that one, and so maybe this is an early indication to Derrick Cole that it's not going to be just as easy as a Cole cut, a Heisman kick, and we're done. Ulysses Sky might just have a little bit more in the tank than that. Death Valley driver is as close as Ulysses Sky got to winning this match, but there is the Sky elbow. Derrick Cole ducks out of the way, Heisman kick, and Derrick Cole goes up 1-0 in this series. We could have potentially 6 more matches between these two, so buckle up, folks. Who knows where this series will go in the future?
Our best effort and our willingness to believe in ourselves and to believe in our capacity to perform great deeds, to believe that together, with God's help, we can and will resolve the problems which now confront us. And after all, why shouldn't we believe that? We are Americans. God bless you and thank you.
How did you find a way to run from the city of the sun? You could have stayed.
That's right, folks. When you're recovering from your barbecues, your hot dogs, whatever partying you've been doing on Independence Day, you can recover with America the Beautiful 2. It is going to be a great, great event, and it comes 10 years after the original America the Beautiful, which itself came on the 10th anniversary of September 11th. That featured some of the most incredible matches that you will see. Just one tidbit you can go find right now on generaladmissionwrestling.com. You can go see the tag team title match that took place on that card. It was the Motor City Machine Guns taking on the champions, Team 3D. Team 3D ended up winning that. Will we have a match that features legends of that caliber 10 years down the road? We'll have to see. Very possibly a legend in the making is Yunsan Park. You talk about the face of the GAW Academy, maybe the most well-known name in the GAW Academy of all time. It may very well be Yunsan Park, and lately he has been known for his war of words with Omega Woods. The two had a sit-down interview, or really what was a very tense stand-up interview a couple weeks ago right here on Stormchaser, and it very nearly came to blows at that time. Thankfully it didn't, but Yunsan Park, he is as recognizable a name as there is in the GAW Academy right now. So we'll see where his story goes from here. If you like that entrance music, by the way, then just go to our Spotify right now. Cover here from Yunsan Park and an easy kick out from Stefford. There's a link in the description as well as on our website, generaladmissionwrestling.com. Our Spotify playlist features every entrance theme for every wrestler in General Admission Wrestling, Stormchaser and Friday Night Storm. Also the themes to all of our special events and some special ones in there as well. Once again, that's in the description and on our website, generaladmissionwrestling.com. Yunsan Park is one of my favorite entrance themes in General Admission Wrestling. In that moment, the first episode of Stormchaser, when Park's theme hit, and we got to see him come out and embrace Eddie Hernandez. That was a beautiful moment, one of my all-time favorites of Stormchaser so far. Grounded abdominal stretch now from the veteran. Yunsan Park, just 26 years old, but he's been around this sport since he was 18. Started training young, moved over into the sport of mixed martial arts, moved back into professional wrestling, progressed through the New Japan dojos very quickly, and even competed in the best of the Super Juniors. And all of that leads him here to GAW. It is an incredible career for someone so young. And now an hurricane from Yunsan Park, and it's answered by Stefford Drummond, OSHA's least favorite son, who has been, oh God! Spinning back fist from Yunsan Park, my God! Knife edge chop, and Park, he is going to continue the onslaught, and Park with a modified backstabber. That is vintage Yunsan Park right there. Stefford Drummond has been even more ornery as of late, been mixed up with Max Ultimate. Sheer drop brainbuster from Yunsan Park. He's got no time for Stefford Drummond right now. Park's a fan of Max Ultimate. Again, that spinning back fist countered by Drummond. Park is a fan of Max Ultimate, so ergo he is not a fan of what Stefford Drummond has been doing to the Bostonian recently. I'll tell you what else he's not a fan of. It is this very thing. Life's not fair. Stefford Drummond's been feeling that recently. Now a cover here from OSHA's least favorite son, and a kick out at 2 from Yunsan Park. This would be considered probably the biggest win of Stefford Drummond's GAW career if he is to get it over Yunsan Park. He came so tantalizingly close to beating Eddie Hernandez, and now a float over DDT. He was so close to beating Chopper, the face of the Academy, in the tournament. And now Yunsan Park looking for the miracle from LA, but Stefford Drummond got the knees up on that one. Well scouted. If you're curious, if you weren't around during season 1, Miracle from LA is so named because that's the move that Yunsan Park used to beat the Bastard Pack and win the Cruiserweight Championship in his first night in the company. Now Stefford Drummond, for the second time, going to remind Yunsan Park that life's not fair. Drummond not even going to bother trying to cover Yunsan Park again, and to be honest, I can't even really blame him. Stefford Drummond, he's got him up. He's maybe looking for the get a jump, but Yunsan Park, very well done, shifts the weight, now goes behind, and Park with a dragon suplex with the bridge. Picture perfect. Drummond kicked out. Who doesn't love a good dragon suplex? Certainly the fans do. And now Yunsan Park climbing his way up top again. Stefford Drummond well in the drop zone, and Park again, miracle from LA, countered by Stefford Drummond. That's well done by Stefford, and now prevents Park from getting him up on the shoulders, and now Drummond for a third time. Drummond is really loving himself this stalling vertical suplex. He's just got to remind Yunsan Park that life's not fair. Drummond now into the cover after that one, trying to shock Park here, and a kick out from Park. Stefford Drummond not too happy with the count from the referee, but he got what he got, and now Drummond looking for a famouser, countered by Park, but Drummond too quick. backdrop suplex, and the same push-ups that he did over the prone body of Max Ultimate a couple weeks ago on Dark. Drummond counters with an arm drag. You have to be quick when it comes to attacking Yunsan Park. You can't be caught up in any kind of that celebration stuff. And Stefford Drummond, he has now learned the hard way, and Yunsan Park through the ropes. Oh yes, folks, it's the man who made this very move famous. He beat Pac, he used it. Yunsan Park through the ropes with a DDT. And the fans know that they are seeing the originator of that move. We've seen probably a dozen men in GAW using that maneuver, and Yunsan Park is the one that made it famous. Stefford Drummond now just taking Yunsan Park's head into that hard steel ring post. Drummond managing to shake off the effects of the DDT, at least for now, and now over to the stairs he goes and drops Yunsan Park face first. Park, though, too quick, but he's shocked by a right by Drummond. You can see the clash of styles as well as the clash of personalities here, and Drummond back into the ring he goes, but Yunsan Park slides in. Park was too quick for him. Look at how fast Yunsan Park can move, and now big kick right to the ribs, but Stefford Drummond out of the corner. Nice takedown. You feel like this match can hinge on any one decision by either man. One mistake here could end the match, and Stefford Drummond, he has made himself a habit of pushing these Academy legends to their limits. Yunsan Park with a bicycle knee strike, and he followed through. Drummond planted. The fans firmly behind the former GAW Cruiserweight Champion. And why wouldn't you be? He's been a fan favorite this whole time. 3 minutes to go, and once again, Stefford Drummond is pushing a legend to his limit. Park with a neckbreaker combination. Absolutely vicious as he had Stefford Drummond tied up in the ropes. Cover here from Park, and Yunsan Park finally puts Stefford Drummond away. After 2 times, OSHA's least favorite son had countered the Miracle from LA. Yunsan Park finally with a devastating neckbreaker combination in the ropes. No defense from Stefford Drummond, and Yunsan Park finally able to put away Stefford Drummond. But again, he's now done it to Park and Hernandez.
America the Beautiful 2 is coming up in a couple weeks, and I gotta say it holds a special place in my heart. The first America the Beautiful took place in 2011, 10 years to the day after the events of September 11th, 2001. I was in the middle of becoming a U.S. citizen, and I happened to be in the States at the time. Of course, I knew what had happened in 2001, but I didn't realize how much it affected everyone here. September 11th had become part of all Americans. Like, every one of the 300 million citizens here had known someone who lost their life that day. That's when I first experienced American community. And I experienced that, of course, through wrestling. So watching Goldberg versus Scott Steiner with my friends that day in 2011 became my gateway to understanding pro wrestling is my passion, and that the United States of America is my home. "10 years after that, I'm looking at an opportunity to fight on a show of the same name. And obviously, Omega Woods would be the one that I would fight on that show, given what we've been through. So why waste any time here? I'm throwing down the challenge right now. 10 years from the event that changed my life when I was just 16 years old. I want to change my career again. And I want to do it at your expense, Omega. I know that you will accept. So I'll see you, and I'll see every single one of the fans on July 5th. I've resigned myself to fighting Flyboy at some point. Now, I don't have an issue with going to war in the ring, long as it's fair. Call me batty, but I don't trust Flyboy. I don't believe that it will be fair when we step in the ring. And maybe I'm the only person to remember this, but what was the final straw for Flyboy when he stormed out of that interview? A question about the mighty don't kneel. I don't trust that boy. You'll recognize this music and this look if you joined us last week in Atlanta on GAW Dark. Isaiah Hannibal made his singles debut, and this is a callback to his short time on the underground scene where he actually was a singles wrestler predominantly. That was before he rejoined with Vic Cassidy, formed War, and the rest, of course, is history for that team. Hannibal, though, returning to the singles ranks to fight for the Raw Championship. And Hannibal, at that time, he defeated Lars Nightfall in the main event, but unfortunately, Nightfall was not too happy with the result, and this is what happened. Nightfall decides to take out his frustrations on Isaiah Hannibal after that match. So is Hannibal 100% coming into this contest? I'll tell you what, even if you are 100%, there's no guarantee that that's going to get the job done against Midnight, the current Raw champion, and the man who currently holds the best record in all of GAW. 12-0 is the Raw champion. The man who says that he is the champion of the Underground. That's what the Raw title represents. And so he specifically requested that Isaiah Hannibal take this match because of Hannibal's connection to the Underground. Midnight has already defended this championship 5 times successfully since introducing it back in March. And one of those times was in a 3-way dance. So he actually had to beat 2 men, Seth Woods and Mexican Shia. So this is not a man to be played with right now. This is not a champion to overlook. Maybe the most unbeatable champion in general admission wrestling right now. But Isaiah Hannibal, he doesn't care about any of that because he could be walking out of here with that strap. So now the question is Isaiah Hannibal at 100% for this match? And I mean, that might be a moot point, whether he is or not. Is he going to be able to defeat Midnight? Right now, you'd have to say the best wrestler in the company, maybe barring Aleister Black. But just given Midnight's record at this point, even if Hannibal is 100%, he may not be able to compete with the Raw champion. Certainly many men have tried and failed. 5 successful defenses of the Raw title since he introduced it almost 3 months ago to the day. If you're watching this on release day, it is June 14th. Midnight introduced the Raw Championship at Stormchaser Sydney on March 15th. So 90 days it has been since the introduction of the Raw Championship, and in that, Midnight has made 5 successful defenses. So if you want to do the math, that is 1 successful defense every 18 days for Midnight for the Raw Championship. That is a clip that has not been equaled by anyone in the history of GAW. When you look at some of the longest reigning champions of all time and the most defenses, none of them fought at that level. And now Midnight with a superplex. One of the many incredibly dangerous offensive attacks that Midnight can employ. He calls himself the champion of the Underground, and a big reason why is because he embodies the Underground spirit. It's about versatility. It's about unpredictability, variability. Midnight does it all. But a half-and-half suplex shuts him down. There's very few things that you can do against Midnight to get the advantage, and Midnight now with a Canadian Destroyer, my God. Sometimes calls it the Yankee Destroyer, just depends on if you found him on a good day. But that is one of the 4 different moves that we've seen Midnight get a win with. And now he's trying to get another one here, another successful defense of the Raw Championship, and Midnight puts away Isaiah Hannibal, the Yankee Destroyer. And once again, folks, add it to the arsenal. Yankee Destroyer, High Noon, Sleepwalker, Dream State, they can all do it, and look at how dangerous that is. Isaiah Hannibal actually catches his head on the ropes off of that Canadian Destroyer. That is absolutely deadly, and Midnight drags him into the center of the ring, pins him right then and there. And I actually did my math wrong, folks. It's actually been now 6 successful defenses in 90 days for Midnight for the Raw Champion. That is 1 successful defense every 15 days for Midnight. That is absolutely unreal. If he continues at this pace, he will become the most dominant, the most decorated single champion in general admission wrestling history. Asuka, Lita, Walter, none of them defended the title at this rate. We'll see if it continues for Midnight, but right now, nobody can beat Midnight. Speaking of Legend of the Underground, Lancelot is backstage right now. You know, I still can't believe that Shia thinks I'm using him as a stepping stone when I've already beat him every time we were in a GAW ring. I'm literally just trying to get you back to where you used to be. It's scary how you already look like you're past your prime when you should still be in your prime. Do you really think I want to watch a friend of mine just shuffle around here looking like a damn joke? Shia, if you're still the Dragon of the South, step up and be that, because the Grim Reaper is headed your way. Given the names on the bandages for Lancelot, I think Mexican Shia needs to be particularly concerned about what Lancelot means by the Grim Reaper is coming, considering that Shia himself is one of the names on those bandages. He knows all too well the danger that Lancelot poses to him. We have now finally arrived at our main event, and we will get a special look at the woman who will challenge Catherine Sakamoto for the GAW Academy Women's Championship, and Catherine's sister Kristen is the one that will step up.
Can't blame the people for trying. Just let me fall to
It's been a weird set of circumstances around Ballesca Pierce. She debuted the night after, or the first Stormchaser after Bash at the Beach. She beat the Academy champion Catherine Sakamoto on her first night, and ever since then, Pierce has gotten straight back to training. She says her goal is to defeat Catherine and win the Academy Championship. And she will do that by being in the best shape of her life, attaining the pinnacle of her wrestling skill right now. So she has hit the training mat. She has done everything she needs to do outside the ring. So now it's a matter of getting inside the ring and mixing it up with some of the most dangerous opponents she can find, and certainly Kristen Sakamoto would qualify as a dangerous opponent. Ballesca and Catherine are on a collision course for America the Beautiful 2 coming up on July 5th. So the time has been set. Both women know when that defense will go down. So now for Ballesca, it's just about getting into ring shape, getting to the point where she is ready to defeat Catherine, and this is a big step to that. So this is a pretty big test, I think, for Ballesca Pierce. We saw Kristen Sakamoto get herself a win over on Dark last Wednesday. She defeated Martina Del Sol, always dangerous, and of course, she's got that little bit of extra motivation knowing that this is her sister's opponent in 3 weeks. Speaking of motivation, Commissioner Jason Parker is always motivated to give us our next week's main event. So Jason, please, he's back in the office right now. Let's get right to it.
How did we allow so many loudmouths into GAW? Look, as long as they can fight, they're welcome. But they gotta be able to fight. So that brings me to Jackal. He wants to run his mouth about one of the legends of our game next week. Well, he's gonna have to prove himself, and he's gonna have to do it against Laz Nightfall, a man who attacked a defenseless opponent after a loss. Personally, I can't stand either one of these two men, but there's no doubt that match is gonna be must-see. I agree with Commissioner Jason. That match is going to be must-see. Talk about a big man, small man match. Jackal, not that he's small, but certainly smaller than Lars Nightfall. So what could we see in that match? I can only imagine the carnage. So yes, I'm excited for that, and good for Jason, as always, for making Jackal put up or shut up, given what he's been saying about La Tortuga Roja. And Ballesca, look at that handspring into the moonsault. Absolutely gorgeous from the challenger. And Kristen able to kick out, but Ballesca Pierce just giving Catherine Sakamoto a little bit of a look at what could come. Not that Catherine needs a reminder of how dangerous Ballesca Pierce can be. Ballesca was the one who beat her in her first match as champion. She's been the #1 contender ever since. Kristen now, she's got the arm locked, and this is what Kristen's gonna be able to do. Out strong style Ballesca Pierce. That's gonna be the goal here. Kristen trained by the great Katsuyori Shibata, one of the great female masters of strong style in the world. And that is not something that Ballesca Pierce has come up against very much in her career. So this will be interesting now for Pierce. This is, again, a good tune-up, knowing that Catherine is coming, and Catherine may have taken her lightly the first time. She will not come America the Beautiful too. Ballesca getting into it. She is already a fan favorite, there's no doubt. Kristen to her feet, and now Ballesca, look at that, diving Hurricane Rana to the outside. Listen to the fans get involved, and the fans here in Salt Lake City are going nuts, as they should. Ballesca Pierce, one of the most electrifying women in GAW. Irish whip into the opposite corner. Pierce comes in, big knees to the gut. Ballesca Pierce is feeling it right now. You think she sees the face of Catherine Sakamoto right now on the body of Kristen, knowing that in 3 weeks, Ballesca Pierce may very well be Academy Women's Champion. Kristen to her feet. Ballesca looking for the neck piercer, but Kristen Sakamoto out of the way, and she knows it. She just dodged a major bullet. That was the end of the match for sure, given what has happened. But now Kristen, too close to the ropes, and Ballesca makes her pay. Ballesca's wily, she's smart. Teardrop suplex, and how do you beat Ballesca Pierce? That's the question. Cover here. Kristen put in a dangerous position again, able to kick out once again. What do you do to beat Ballesca Pierce? That's what I want to know. Two big lariats. And now Ballesca, look at that beautiful drop kick. Catherine hoping that her sister will find the answer in the course of this match. I don't know if it's likely, and now Ballesca again, handspring moonsault. You're not gonna find the answer if Ballesca's hitting you with those. And now Ballesca, she is taking Kristen for a ride right in the middle of the ring. If you want to become a fan favorite, just pull out the giant swing, and Ballesca has done it. That will ingratiate you to the fans. And did Catherine know that Ballesca had that in the arsenal? I bet that is news to Catherine Sakamoto. The Academy Women's Champion, surely been doing all her preparation to avoid the neck piercer, the move that put her away all those weeks ago. And Ballesca Pierce says, oh, by the way, do you know I can do this? 9 revolutions in the big swing. And Ballesca forces all of the blood to the head of Kristen Sakamoto. Kristen might be out. If you ever seen the movie Top Gun, you know what happens to pilots that travel too fast. Kristen might be out. And Ballesca Pierce, talk about a statement-sending win to the Academy Women's Champion, Catherine. That match is going down at America the Beautiful 2 on July 5th. So folks, make sure you subscribe. That show is coming up on us fast, and you need to be here to watch it. Folks, thank you so much for joining us once again for General Admission Wrestling. Check out our website, generaladmissionwrestling.com. Check out our Discord, check out our Spotify, and be here July 5th. We'll see you on Wednesday. We appreciate you.